Okay, so the first part of making a Bedwars video is, surprisingly, you might expect to do your editing first. But the first part you actually have to do is record a Bedwars. So I'm basically going to record this like a normal video. I'm already running out of mouse space as usual. And we're going to see who's rushing us. Now, I'm not going to show you this whole recording process. I'm going to commentate it like a normal Bedwars game. But right now I'm going to skip you to the editing phase because you don't need to see me recording this. One piece of advice I actually would give you is if you're trying to make your videos fast-paced, only commentate over points of action so that you're not left having to keep dead space in because you commentated over it and you actually want to leave that commentary in. So right now I'd stop talking till I'm bridged over there and then start talking again. Now to editing. Okay, I'll add a little bit, but see how I skipped straight over to the base? So you're in a point of action, you're not bored. So one thing I forgot to mention when I started is that the only thing you're really going to need is a means to play Bedwars, which as someone who's looking to make Bedwars videos, I'd hope you have a means to play Bedwars, and you'll need OBS. Now, when configuring OBS, there's tutorials for that already, so this is not going to be a special tutorial on editing or recording or anything, because there's better videos for that already. But my general advice to you is start with the lowest configuration, and then go up until your computer can't handle it, and then go one lower than that. Okay, you're going to want to make sure you want to open Shortcut, right? Because you're probably going to have a hard time editing a video without opening your editing software, so definitely make sure you do that. Then you want to import your project. I'm not going to show you how to do this because it will show all my personal files, but what you basically want to do is go to File Explorer and then drag it onto the timeline. So actually I think this folder is actually pretty secluded. So this is the shortcut explanation. I don't need that because that's going to be what I edit in when I'm actually editing. And then this is the actual video that we made. So drag your video in to the timeline. Give it a little bit and then it will load in. And now you have your timeline. Now what I would recommend, right, is because when I was in the video I made sure to let you know that you might want to talk in the action points. And the main reason I said that is because if you talk in the action points and you don't talk anywhere else, it makes editing really easy. Because all you have to do is just see where the bumps are. That's probably where I'm talking, or clearing my throat over here if I were to guess. No, I just very heavy exhale. Okay. But yeah, so here's where I start talking. I talk quietly at first, and then I talk louder. That's just kind of how I work. Hopefully you'll speak at a consistent tone. But then once you're over here, drag your crosshair to where it splits, and then click S, which is for split. And then that will cut the clip in half, so you can now separate this and whatnot. And then press the delete key, or if you're like me and you have a 60% keyboard, it's function and backspace to get rid of that. Drag this back, and now you have the start of your video where you actually started talking, like this. Okay, so the first part of making a Bedwars video is, surprisingly, you might expect to do your editing first. But the first part you actually have to do is record a Bedwars. So you can see I do my talking there. I have a humongous voice crack, which is nice. And so yeah, you're basically looking out for these bumps. So what I generally do is I'll scroll over to the next bump and see if it's relevant. So I'm basically going to record this like a normal video. I'd say that's pretty relevant, right? So what we're going to do is, now it's a bit more complicated, right? Instead of splitting once, you're going to split twice. You don't just split once, just do it twice. I believe in you, alright? End of the first bump, we'll press S. Start of the next bump, we'll press S. Delete this. Move this in. And let's test it out. So I'm basically going to record this like a normal video. Okay, and I actually nailed that because I'm used to doing this. But if you don't like the way you've done it, just press Ctrl Z until you get back to the original state and you can try again. And you basically just repeat this the whole time. It's not too complicated. If you want to add some extra stuff, that's when it gets a little bit iffy, but for now I'm just going to speedrun the editing of this, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. If you were looking to do stuff like add text, then go to a dedicated shortcut tutorial. This is very brief for each step rather than covering one step in detail. Okay, I'm done the editing, and you may notice I've recorded this at 11:30 and it's currently 11:50, which means from finishing recording to editing one game, it only took about 20 minutes. And imagine you do a 3-game recording to get like a nice 9-10 minute video. It's only like an hour of editing, and I was going slow because I'm used to Premiere Pro now, so I'm not used to using Shotcut. I was relearning Shotcut as I was editing this video, and it still only took me 20 minutes for a game. So yeah, if you're interested in what the final result will look like, then I'll put it in the description. But for now, we're going to go to exporting. So when you want to export the video, you might be surprised, but there's an export button up here, and when you click that, it exports the video. Well, I wish it was that easy. It's not quite that easy. Then you select YouTube, because you're making a YouTube video. You can go advanced, but honestly, for a beginner starting YouTube, I wouldn't recommend going there. Just do from timeline, which is this stuff, and then just click export file. It will ask you where. I have a folder conveniently named finished videos, so let's put it in there. Don't know why this is the only video in there, but whatever. And then we're going to call the video something, so let's just call it I won in Bedwars, not clickbait. There we go, that seems like a nice name. And then it will see in your jobs over here, so you can like drag these panels smaller during this section. As you can see the progress of your job and the estimated time remaining on the side as well. And what I'd recommend is, while you're doing this, you should make your thumbnail while it's editing, because you've got some like dead space, right? And you already took the pictures from earlier, so download paint.net, again link in description, again it's free. Now while you're waiting, you're not actually done with Minecraft just yet, so you might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone and get the thumbnail ready. So what I usually do is I go to my least used, like it shows like in the list of like accessed, like this is the most recently and this is the least recently. I go to the least recently accessed one that isn't seasonal, so this would be Zazzle, which is ironic because I played on Zazzle. And by the way, I have a Bedwars map download video. You might have heard of it. It accounts for like 90% of my channel's views, so you know, there's a small chance. But if not, then that's there. I ramble a bit, so just skip to like 4.5 minutes in and you'll get to the actual tutorial. Sorry for that. But yeah, once you're here, you want to capture a shot. So this video doesn't really have like a specific theme, at least the one I recorded. This video does. It's a tutorial. But what I usually like to do, because let's be honest, right, 2020 style Bedwars, you're not really going to have a theme. So either take a picture of middle, or, my personal favourite, go to a base and just plop a basic defense on the bed, right? And all you need to do is go into F1 mode, and again, I have a tutorial for thumbnails, so this is going to be like a speedrun version. So the idea is you want some blank space for your text. Mine's on the right now. What you don't want to do is something like this, because then you've got no room for your text. So have the bed defense to the left or to the right. Now that I put it to the right, I actually like this. I might stick with this because I can put the text like inside the base. So find a good snap and then take a snap of it. And unless you want to take a picture of your character, which I cover in the tutorial and I'm not going to do here, then you're done with Minecraft. If you want to have a picture of your character swinging, check my thumbnail guide in the description. I spend a while showing you how to do all of that. And again, I've made a video on this already, so this is going to be like a brief version. But if you press Windows key and R, this will come up. You want to type %appdata%. Now it says Daniel W. I'm not totally concerned about that because everyone knows my name's Daniel anyway. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for .minecraft, and then what you're looking for here is you're looking for screenshots, which is over here. And you can see I've got a bunch of thumbnail screenshots, a bunch of my character knocking about as well, because I do that sometimes. This was, I had an eagle skin for my neck, which is a bit weird, but this is a video we took. This is not a video, this is the photo we took today. So, I'm gonna grab this, gonna put it in. And so, again, this is like basic speedy level, but you're gonna use the color picker to pick the color from the wool, then make a new layer, and then put some text in. So, considering the theme of this video, I think something appropriate would be easy as our first word. Then we're going to make it nice and big. And also Minecraft font link download in the description as well. So it's easy. And what else is it? Said this whole video. Free. And then if I decide, you know what, I'm actually not so happy with the text size I've chosen here. Well, we'll just drag it over here and just size it up a little bit. And there you are. Now, it might look a little bit janky right now, but we're going to fix it. We're going to add some effects. So go to Object and Drop Shadow. I like to apply this twice. Now you can see the text is quite a bit more prominent, okay? But we're not quite done. We're going to create a third layer, put it under, then make a solid box that's black, opacity size 80. And what this is going to do is give us a nice outline around our text. So now this looks a lot better. Let's fix up our base background. Now, you are going to want to go to blurs here, and you've got loads of like options here. I'd recommend zoom or radial. Those are the ones I use. I've been using zoom a lot more recently, which looks like that. But if you're not a fan of that, I click this and now it won't go away. But you can do radial blur as well, which is a bit more of a like old-ish effect. So maybe stick with that if you're going for 2020. Now what I am going to do is merge these two layers because they don't need to be separate anymore. And I'm going to drag this around a little bit because what I want to do is I want to add another layer. We're going to switch colors to white. White's at the bottom. Then we're going to go back to our rectangle. We're going to click it twice to make it back to being, I guess, like an outline. Brush size, I'd recommend being like, 30 to 50. We'll go 40. I usually do 50, but I might switch back to 40 actually because it's a bit big. And then we're going to draw a line all the way around, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to double click this, go to overlay, and now it looks quite a bit better. And this will be our final like level 1 thumbnail, aka the thumbnails I do, because thumbnails are my least favorite part of YouTube. They're the only part I don't like. I find them really tedious, I find them really annoying. So this is actually how I make my thumbnails. It's easy and it's free, as the thumbnail says, very explicit. So we're going to click file, we're going to save it. Now it will go back to screenshots. Again, I've got a dedicated folder for thumbnails. PNG, you can see on my thumbnails here, some I never used, some I did, and I just give them like random names, like sleep, don't know what that was. I was very happy there, don't know what Sound of Music is, some like 1930s film I think. So we're going to call this one Pasta. Oh, I've already got one called Pasta, okay. We're going to call it Spelling Bee, yes, okay. And one thing you want to make sure, this is actually quite important, first of all make sure it's 1920 by 1080, it should be by default anyway when you put your picture in. But make sure this preview file size is not more than 2 megabytes. If it's more than 2 megabytes, YouTube won't like you. It will not let you put the thumbnail on. So make sure it's less than 2 megabytes. If it's more than 2 megabytes, either remove some of the elements, or maybe what you want to do is go to image and canvas size, and then change this one to 720. Okay, I lied. It's image and resize, and change this one to 720. And then switch to 1280 for you, and it will make it go to 720p picture. I guess it's not 720p because it's not a video, but it will go 1280 by 720, which is the 720p video resolution. And this is also just fine for YouTube. And then all you're gonna have to do is just save it again. I actually forget what cool name I gave it, so I'm just gonna call it offline because that's what I'm going to do in a minute, and save it. And you can see it's way smaller now, it's like half the size. So yeah, if it's over 2 megabytes, just make it 720p instead. So you can see that our shortcut job is coming along nicely. It'll be ready in about a minute. So we got a thumbnail done while our video is exporting. Very productive. Well done everyone. You can see it's just about to turn midnight, which is actually my sleepy time on a Friday, so I will be going to bed. But all you have to do after this is just upload the video. So that's the end of the tutorial. Upload the video, attach the thumbnail, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Completely free. Didn't spend a cent or a penny or a euro or whatever your currency is. Didn't spend any of it other than what you already spent on your computer in Minecraft. But I'm going to assume you have that if you're watching a video about making Bedwars videos. But yeah, so that was it for making simple Bedwars videos. I don't want to launch Badline all the way back up just to make an outro, so I'll just do it on my desktop page. If you found this video helpful, I mean, that's kind of the whole point of it, so that's great, that's nice. You might want to like and subscribe. Want to hit 1k before my birthday in May, that'd be very nice, thank you. And well, I don't want to delay you anymore, I don't know what to say, so I'll just say goodbye.